Here is installing a freestyle shower. As you can see, the old one's 2 taps, and of course the shower head. First thing we've got to do, just to get this thing out of our way, is remove the shower head. All do basically the same thing, they're all screwed on. So just unscrew the top shower head and get it out your way. Next we want to remove our taps. Using a little screwdriver, depending on the type of tap of course, but with this particular one, you just take the caps out. Take your note, hot, cold. Hot is normally on the left. Occasionally you run across ones that are on the right, but keep note of that. Then you have a little nut on these ones. I like to use a little pair of long nose, but you can use a little spanner, use what you like. But take out the little nut. This then allows the tap handle to come off. Of course you've got little springs and stuff, and now you'll be exposing the spindle. So we've got 2 of them, so we'll get them both off just for fun. Because there's a few things we need to check. Just whack them on to the end of the spindle, and one little jolt with the hand. There we are, nice and loose. And again with the hot one. Now we can remove our spindles. You'll note the spindle's out. And of course we're left with the rotten little washers in there. The scourge of plumbing. Remove your washers. And using a little torch or something like that, just shine it in there, make sure you've got no damage to the seat, which is the part that the washer comes and hit. You may be able to see in there. That one looks okay, there's no bits of rubber. Same with this one. Doesn't look too bad at all. Okay. Now we're set and ready to unload and install. You'll find the little Allen key and the rubbers that you're going to need later on, but we'll just leave them in the package for now so that we don't lose them. We have some extensions, okay? You might say, what are these for? These are in case your spindles are too deep inside the tiles and you need to extend the arm. In this particular case, we're not going to need them, okay? So we'll just put them aside. Then we have the arms. And they come complete with a little rubber, the all-important rubber. Make sure that's there. And of course you have the little cap that's in that same package, alright? Don't throw the package away without getting this. You're not going to get far without it. So we'll take that out and just put it aside with that. Same with the next one. Okay. We'll take one of the caps and we'll screw it onto the arm. That's good fun. Same with the next one. Now, tape. You can go and buy some little cheap white tape from Bunnings and everywhere. However, this is better stuff. You won't need as much. And for this all-important part, highly recommend the premium grade. You're only talking about $5 for a little roll like this. Then, going with the thread. Okay, so just hang on to one end with your thumb. Wind it round. 1, 2, 3. At least 3 turns. I'd highly recommend 4, but at least 3. 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's break that off. Okay. So as I said, with the thread, hold it with your thumb and just begin winding around the thread. And we'll screw in. Ooh, this is not going to be good. Let's see now. Because as I said before, the seats weren't level, what we've got to try and do now is get the seats and this arm's nice and level so that everything will look rather nice. So there's our little arms in position. Next, we're going to put our mixer on. Find your mixer in a nice little foam container protecting everything. Okay, you will know you have hot and cold. Okay, so this side here is going to where the hot spindle was, okay? Keep that in mind. So you don't want to put it up that way or else your hot's on the wrong side. Handle down, that way it's easier to turn on for everybody as well. So now we need our rubbers and our Allen key. These are clever little rubbers. They've got some little nibs on the side that stops them falling out. Really handy. I just plonk them in. I use my fingernails to push them into place. To push the little tits down into the thread. Stops them falling out. Okay. Take care with this section that you don't damage the threads on the arms. Okay, so 1 and 2. Okie dokie. Using a nice shifter that fits nicely so that you don't damage the bolt. Nothing worse than getting something new where you've got damaged bolt heads. Just nip these up a little bit for starters. Now we need to level our unit. Oh. Doesn't want to. Just give him a push. We've got to get our arms straight. We're not going to get the rest straight, the seats are crooked. Then we nip these up just a little. Once they're nipped up, grab your Allen key, inside where the seat was, you'll see the little Allen key. Ooh. Heads in there. We'll just do these up. If you go over 10 turns, you've got a concern. Ooh. No. Keep turning until you hear a little squeak. And another 3/4 turn if possible. Do the same with the next one. We're going to use a screwdriver. Hold him in with your thumb so that he's nice and square. And screw him in. And just know in future, if you screw that out, you've got mains water pressure coming out right at you. Good fun. Same with the next one. There we go. Now we need to tighten our nuts up properly. Now that we're all in position. Now to do that, push it in there, then use your finger to push the rubber around. What'll often happen is the rubber will push off if you don't, and just slide it back. Same with the top one. Just put your finger around it, pushing the rubber on. Now we're in Now we'll get our silicone. After we take the little sticky pad off. Just run yourself around a nice little ring of silicone. Once it's dried, this will secure it to the wall nicely. Right, so where do we want everything? I think we'll put the shower head over that way, and the soap holder over this way. Push your top cap in. Try not to get your silicone on the wall. Then the screw goes in and does that. This now secures the top. Push your cap in. Nice and straight. Wet your finger. Just run your silicone around there a little. Getting rid of any excess and mess you've made, of course. Second cap comes down. I'm just going to turn this arm a bit so we can put our holes in position. Then we'll put our little cap on. Okay. Okay, remove the little plastic cover, and you've got a little thread that you need to remove. That then screws onto the shower head. Oh, you will note there's a rubber in there, and just tighten him up nice and tight. Okay, inside the package with the hose comes a little rubber, which of course sits inside yonder. And this little fella comes down and sits and screws onto the base of the mixer. And there we are. So with the soap holder, just by loosening the handle here, that will slide up and down. But we don't want to go messing with this too much until this all sticks. Okay, as a final test, because we've now taken all our water and brought it out into our mixer here, behind the wall is what's called the bridge, which is a pipe that will come between these 2 points and go up to where this is screwed on. What we need to make sure is that we have no leakages. A surefire way of proving this, put it on to cold first of all, and just run your cold tap. Water's not warm, it's actually very cold. Switch it over to hot. And there we are, we've got nice hot water. And if we had a leakage, the hot water would be warm, and so would the cold water. So that's the first good sign. Another sign of leakage might be if you've got any water coming out of up here behind your spindles. That means you haven't put enough tape on and you've got some water leaking out of there. Make sure we've got no leakages out of here and out of our nuts that we've tightened up. Everything appears to be very, very nice. I'll just sit that up there now.